Hello and welcome to part 2 of this hugely industrious video incorporated enterprising series of videos. We touched on the subject of attitudes in relation to bullying. I just want to mention with my friend here and colleague, associate even, of my attitudes that I've tended to express inwardly, if not outwardly. One is that the oppressor upsets you. Two, I tend to suggest that it's their problem rather than mine. And three, I tend to disguise it, I tend to deny it. Do you think any of those attitudes are realistic or natural?
So what was that? Just give me the first one again.
Being upset or saying it's their problem or being in denial.
That's a good point, isn't it? Because if you can handle a bully, to some extent you can escape from their things. And I know I don't. You know, I don't feel good about them. I want to get away. It is their problem, sort of thing. Maybe I need to own it as if I saw it as my problem. But how do I escape from them elegantly without?
There are also trigger points into what you're easily oppressed by. If you haven't dealt with a certain problem in your life, people have something to cling on to hold on to.
What was the second point here then?
The idea that it should be their problem and should remain in their problem
this is
rather than theirs.
I suppose it is their problem, and you sort of feel entitled to complain or something to someone else. But I suppose to some extent it's making me think, if I made it my problem, then maybe I'd get better at it. Sort of thing.
Oh, you mean if you made it your problem, you would train yourself to cope with it better?
Yeah, and almost be a bit more forgiving that way. You know? Because I suppose there are sort of accidental bullies as well.
They don't know they're doing it.
Yeah.
What about being in denial?
From the victim's point of view, or from the perpetrator?
Probably both areas, really. I suppose both are not always aware of the implications.
I mean, if you're in denial as a victim, you don't realise you're being bullied, that it's going to carry on, isn't it? And probably get worse. If the bully themselves, yes, I think they are in complete denial, actually, because they have sort of taken an attitude that they can push other people in order to get their way, rather than sort of lead them on gently, sort of thing.
So often, what the areas which they bully are probably the rough areas in their life that they've been affected by themselves, and have learned to suppress it to unhealthy degrees. So we leave it there. We'll be back for